What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Collecting with Cory. We're going to be doing an old school pickup video where I show you everything that I was able to pick up in the month of October. Some of the stuff you'll be seeing in other videos, some of them you might have already seen in videos, so it could be a little spoilerish, I guess. But in the videos that you haven't seen yet, I probably don't do a really good job of documenting what exactly I got anyway, so I guess you could just reference this video. Anyway, it was a very busy month, October, my birthday month. I'll put some b-roll of the item that I got from my wife, the Soundwave Blockies Action Edition. I have yet to assemble that because I am so busy, and honestly, if I do assemble it, I don't have a place to put it because my Soundwave shelf is already packed and I need a larger shelf, which is something that we're going to be working on in the future. Anyway, we should start where the month began, in Pennsylvania. We did thrifting in Pennsylvania, and as you saw, was able to find one video game worth picking up, and that was Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Game of the Year edition for the PS3. Adding that to my shelf because I like Elder Scrolls in general. Would I rather play this than Skyrim? I think I said the exact same thing in that video. It's my default answer whenever it comes to talking about Oblivion. But adding that to the shelf, this month also saw the last ever, theoretically, Newington Flea Market from Kiwanis. I actually don't know what the official title is, but basically everybody in that organization is growing too old to want to worry about this flea market. There's local talk in the Facebook groups about people trying to join the organization and try and save it, but who knows if that'll come to fruition. But unfortunately, I was unable to go to the last day of that flea market, but I went to the penultimate day, the weekend before, and the only thing I ended up keeping from what I found there is New Yoshi's Island, which I did not have for the 3DS. I also was able to grab a Xbox 360 game, which the name escapes me. It's worth like $30, not in the best shape. I'll be showing B-roll of it because, unfortunately, because I wasn't able to go to the last day of the flea market, the footage I'd recorded of the second to last day of the flea market is going to go mostly unused, so I guess I could use it here. And I also got a Nintendo Switch Pro style controller for my son upcoming this Christmas. He's getting a Switch 2. He's getting a Switch also. It's hard to... I've never done that before. Don't get excited, son, if you end up watching this and understand what the Switch 2 is. Anyway, only one real toy pickup other than the stuff I got from the Nostalgic Toy Show, which I think I did go over well enough in that video that I don't feel necessary to pull off the shelf and show you here. Plus, we can keep this mainly a video game video. But I did pick up at Brick House for $20 the Marvel Legends Sandman, the retro card wave. I'm going to be opening this for my shelf. I'll put some B-roll in here. My Marvel Legends shelves have been decimated because I've kind of fallen off of wanting to spend ridiculous prices and hope I can get pre-orders on things that I'm only kind of medium on. Like $30 for Iceman, $30 for Mystique. Like figures that honestly should be around the $20 mark, but because of the economy are skyrocketed anyways. And that's on the low end. That's retail. Not to mention, like, missing out on the Psylocke Thanos 2-pack. And now you need to spend ridiculous amounts to aftermarket scalpers. So. And I say scalpers, not resellers. There's a difference. Also, this month, we went to Algo 8, which was Xbox themed. Didn't buy anything Xbox related because I'm not that into it. But did... I kind of broke even. You'll see that video eventually. My table neighbor, Dennis, who I met, well, I've seen around, but we were actually talking about it. It's amazing how many people I know in the local retro video gaming community that I don't know the name of or haven't officially been introduced to, but know who I am because I do YouTube, but they never get introduced to me. So I'm just like, hi, I see you. I recognize you. I see you everywhere, kind of thing. So we got to know each other a little bit better, and he hooked me up with 2 cases for my GameCube. Well, this one's for my collection. The Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life, Player's Choice Collection, just need the disc. And he was getting rid of this one also. Mario Kart Double Dash, case only. Hold on to this for if I ever find the game loose and have intentions of selling it, because, well, I need the player choice version. Anyway, also at that event, and I don't know how much of this I'll be showing in the actual video from the Algo event, but I started a whole new collection and basically gave at least all the money I made, maybe a little bit more, that might be an exaggeration, back into another vendor there, Paul Weber, who was selling $5 N64 games. Japanese N64 games. And with the N64, I know there's multiple ways that you can get these to play on your NTSC consoles. You could either swap the backs, because the only thing that's preventing it from being played is the different backs, or there's a piece of plastic that you could remove from your actual N64 and it will plug in. Gotta pause for the cause, because I am not used to talking this long in videos anymore. And my throat just betrayed me. One more for the road. I feel like there's also a way you could do this with a Game Shark. Let me know in the comments below if that's true. I feel like I remember hearing that at some point. Anyway, let's get into what I got. These are games for the collection. Theoretically, I could get rid of some of these if they end up sucking or requiring way too much reading, because I didn't just get cheaper versions of, NTSC titles that I'm familiar with. So we got Pokemon Stadium 2, which, well, Pocket Monster Stadium 2. I don't remember, there was something weird with the N64 games for Pokemon Stadium. I feel like there's 3 in Japan. I don't remember if we didn't get the 3rd one or we didn't get the 2nd one. I don't know. Someone who knows better will let me know. Banjo-Kazooie 2, which I guess is just called Banjo-Kazooie 2 over there instead of Banjo-Tooie. What looks to be Mario Party 3. Pocket Monster Stadium. I don't know all these titles. I would say, is this like Choro-Q related? Choro-Q, that PS2 game, like that's what the art looks like. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Find out when I play it eventually. Mario Tennis, Diddy Kong Racing, Yoshi's Story, Custom Robo, which is cool because I don't think we got that. Maybe it doesn't require a ridiculous amount of reading. I feel like this is Puyo Puyo related. Sun 64, I'm not sure. Ocarina of Time. Donkey Kong 64. I wonder if the Japanese community felt slighted that they only got gray cartridges, where we got like yellow cartridges for stuff like this, and the multicolor cartridge for Pokemon Stadium 2. I don't know. They probably didn't give a shit, but I'm just wondering. Mario Kart 64, Mario Golf 64, Super Smash Brothers, Kirby 64, Blast Dozer, which would be Blast Core. Not 100% sure what this is. Maybe, nope, I can't even fathom to guess, because that's what that is. Bomberman Hero. I want to say Mystical Ninja Goemon. I'm not 100% sure if that's the title of this. Banjo-Kazooie. This one's heavy. This cartridge feels heavy compared to everything else. Not sure what it is. What I assume is Custom Robo 2. This one, and something related to Mobile Suit Gundam. So, let me know in the comments below what way you would figure out how to play these. Would you bother with getting different backs for these? Would you go the Game Shark route, if that's even a thing? Or would you just grit your teeth and break the plastic on the N64, which is the smoke version, so I'm a little apprehensive about that. So, to get to what I would call my last pickup here, I have to actually go in the future a little bit. So, as we can see behind me here, my NES collection is lacking. And that's on purpose. I got rid of the majority of my NES games. I think at one point I had above 400, maybe close to 500 NES games. And if I could find footage from a past video, maybe I'll put it in here somewhere. And I just started paring it down, and I kind of got it down to like where I think it should be if I'm talking about games that I just want to play, that is the only way to get them to play. And then I started adding in random ones that I would find, like Battletoads, which I technically have already on the Rare Replay. My issue was there was a whole bunch of compilations, the NES Classic Edition, stuff that just circumvented my need to have the actual cartridge, and it would usually be on a format that I'd be more likely to play, like Switch Online. Although I don't really count that because that's not a permanent thing. That's not like a compilation that you could count on 10 years from now. I don't believe, at least. So, I've started picking up NES games. At one of the flea markets I went to recently, the last Bethany flea market, we picked up 3 games that I'm keeping. Picked up other stuff, but these are the ones for this video. We got Super Empire Strikes Back. Could be a little bit better condition label, but not bad overall. That was $10, and I believe these both were in the range of like $5 after the deal I dealt with. We got Kung Fu and Super Pitfall. Now, Kung Fu is a game I've played. We used to play that while we would hang out at Sam's flea market booth like 10 plus years ago at this point. And I would like to have it in my collection, right? That's basically the gist of it. Like, I'm not looking to drop hundreds of dollars on NES games. Honestly, the most I spent on any NES game in this video is in the range of like $5. Even the one that's marked much more than that. Because I went to the flea market, and you'll be seeing this video eventually, or hopefully. Actually, if anything I could do, I want to get that video out before this. So I'm going to say the video you watched before this one, when I went to the flea market, and it was just raining NES cartridges for $5 each. Some of them were priced higher, but anything he hadn't priced was $5 each. And I picked up 3 stacks, basically. So let's go through those. We got Super Off-Road, Solstice, Mad Max, Gauntlet 2, Russian Attack, Rygar, which I've actually played a bit, and I think it's probably underrated or not talked about enough. And some of them even had like the cases, the cool cases that I like to get. Jackal, Pro Wrestling, Caesar's Palace, which I don't think I've ever played the NES version. I always played Super Caesar's Palace. Fester's Quest, which I've had on my mind a lot recently because my wife and I just watched through Wednesday Season 2. And he's in that show. Bart versus the Space Mutants. Codename Viper. Blaster Master. Legacy of the Wizard. And the thing is, I think all of these I've had. So it's like none of these are like particularly like, oh my god, look at what I have. But I paid $5 or less for all of these. Double Dribble. This one was actually from a separate vendor, Thomas. So once I saw a cheap NES game, I was just like, let's keep it rolling, even if it's at a different booth. The Cory Warriors. Defender 2. Super Mario Bros. Nope. Mario Bros. That's the arcade game. And at $5, that's crazy. That's probably the best value find in the whole lot. Actually, besides the last game from this. Marble Madness. When I was trying to find this game to complete it, because I had the box and manual like a year ago, it was the hardest game to find. Now that I don't need it for any particular purpose, I see it all the time. RoboCop, which is a cool cover. I see this NECA figure all the time. And it's like such a cool look, but it's also like you kind of have to keep that figure in the box or else you're ruining the aesthetic. Because it looks just like that box. Mock Rider. Total Recall. I got the last stack here. Actually has some duplicates in it, so some of these will be for recouping, as they said back in the day. Excite Bike, which has kind of a messed up label. I wonder if there was a better option there, because a lot of the games there were multiples of at the booth, and I was just kind of trying to go as quick as I could because it felt like there should be someone breathing down my neck trying to get these games, but these were actually picked up on my actual birthday on Sunday, and it felt like my birthday wish of no one being at the flea market was granted in terms of competition. Pinball, Bigfoot, and then a trio of Super Mario Bros. For $5 each. It's pretty good. These go for like about 15 to 20 each. Somewhere in there it fluctuates because they don't have the Duck Hunt, so they're a little bit more uncommon. And then Clue Clue Land, which could be the actual most expensive game in this lot. This one he did have priced at 20, but when you bring up a whole bunch of games and he's given you a price, at the end of the day, when you divide how many games I got by how much I spent, this ended up also being under $5. So absolutely amazing deal at that flea market. And then to round it out, we have more NES games that I purchased because of this deal. Now these games were from my secret spot, so good luck. Picked up these for less than $5 each. Deadly Towers, Ice Hockey, Rad Racer, and Commando. And then for $20, this is not something I ever thought I wanted, but as you can see behind me, I do enjoy collecting stuff for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I have an entire shelf pretty much dedicated to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So we grabbed the entire set of the Topps TMNT, the first movie, trading cards, from what I understand, at least. All right. So if you collected these back in the day, let me know how cool these are. Because I haven't really had much of a chance to look through these. I was more into, what was it, Fleer Ultra 94, X-Men, Marvel, whatever it was. That was my main card collecting. So these are all new to me, but the nostalgia for that first TMNT movie is insane. And for $20 to have all the cards in one go with the binder that matches it was kind of a no-brainer. So I had to pick it up. And I'm told it also has the stickers, which I'm not familiar with because I did not collect any of these, but I believe these are them in the back here. So absolutely cool. Let me know in the comments below what you were able to pick up for the month of October. What was your favorite find? and like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Go check out the videos in which I sourced these. And I'll be seeing you.